As an estate planning attorney, one of the questions I get pretty often is how long does it take to get Medicaid? My name is Bill Miller, and I'm an estate and elder law attorney in Alabama, and I have offices we have offices in Anniston and Birmingham. And so this is a question that we get pretty frequently because we help families all the time who have a loved one who's having to go into a nursing home. And so Medicaid is one of the ways to pay for nursing home care. The only other two ways, by the way, are to pay out of pocket, which is what most people do because they don't qualify for Medicaid, or have long-term care insurance, which is the best way to pay because you're leveraging dollars. But this video is about how long it takes to get approved for Medicaid. So the answer to that question is that it really depends on your circumstances. In order to qualify for Medicaid, you have to have your assets down to a certain limit. If you're single or widowed, then you can only have $2,000 in assets. And if you're married, you can keep half of the total assets in 2022 up to about $137,000. So you have to be under those limits before you're going to qualify for Medicaid. So how long it takes depends on how long it takes you to spend down the money or put some other strategy in place that maybe speeds that process up. So that's very dependent on each individual person and whether and how much money they have and what strategies you use to speed up the Medicaid qualification process. Now, whenever you get below those limits, the other thing you have to take into consideration is that Medicaid is going to look and see how much money you've given away in the 60 months before you applied. And for every $6,400 you've given away, or if you've sold assets for less than fair market value, let's say you sold something for $50,000 and it was worth $100,000, Medicaid is going to penalize you for that $50,000 difference just like you gave it away. And so for every $6,400 that you give away, they're going to penalize you 1 month, meaning that you're going to have to pay for your care until you basically overcome that penalty period. So again, that depends on how much you've given away, things like that. But once you file the application, let's say you're under the asset limits, you qualify and you haven't given assets away, then it usually takes anywhere from 45 to 90 days in order to qualify, because you got to get the application in, get all the application filled out, which is a pretty tedious process. There's a lot of documentation you have to provide. Then once the Medicaid worker gets that in the beginning, they usually have some questions or more information that they need. They'll send you something back and you basically have 20 days to respond to that. So in most cases it takes anywhere from 45 days to 90 days to qualify or get your application approved once you meet those asset limits. If you have any other questions about that, I would encourage you to watch or go to our website, www.millerestateandelderlaw.com, or give us a call at 256-472-2172, and we can see if we can help you get your loved one qualified for Medicaid and protect some of their assets.